This is already shaping up to be the freest spending election ever. The Conservatives are already spending their money trying to stop their voters going to reform. Have a look at the overall spending pattern. This is on Meta, which owns Instagram and which owns Facebook. You can see Labour came out of the traps really strongly here, and they've stayed ahead of the Conservatives. There's a similar impression you get over on Google's advertising, which owns YouTube. There, Labour outspending the Conservatives 5-1. Now, all this data is provided by Who Targets Me. They track political advertising. We're working with them over the next 6 weeks to understand exactly what's happening digitally. And this is their executive director, Tom Cheshire. Here's what he said about the context of that spending.
You know, looking back, say, at 2019, you'd say that's almost like final week of the campaign spending they're doing already. So I think it's quite a big shift. You know, I think 2019, 2017, things would have started off much more slowly. This time around, it's going really, really fast.
Well, let's dive in a bit closer. This is basically YouTube, and it shows you Labour is flooding the zone here. You're not seeing many Conservative adverts show up. And they're also doing different adverts like this, which are a lot more around local candidates announcing their election. We've seen lots of those, dozens of those, in fact. Not a huge amount of money put behind them, but there are all over the country. So what are the Conservatives doing? Well, they're targeting in a different way. Lots of attack adverts so far. This is taking a Sky News piece, applying it to Labour. And we can see what they're spending money on Meta. So Meta owns Facebook and Instagram. This is all the adverts the Conservatives have been running. This is the advert I was showing you earlier. You can see, if we just scroll down here, we can see who they're going to target. So if we go into the summary details there, and it's being a little slow, but I think we're going to get there. There we go. This is really, really crucial. What this shows is that it's really targeting men, especially men over 45, 55 and 65 plus. That is the demographic they're going for in the early stages of this election. And that's the same across all sorts of ads. If we go and look at other ones over here, we can see summary details of this. Again, a similar sort of pattern if you're getting this real focus on men over 45. That's the sort of average demographic. It's the average demographic of reform voters. The message is targeted at them too. That suggests some hesitancy around it then. But it's not the only tactic the Conservatives are using. This is a bit different. It's another attack advert, but as you can see, it's more slickly produced. It's depicting Keir Starmer as an action figure who changes his clothes the whole time, and that's being pushed out across platforms. A lot more traditional. It reminds you more of a billboard, trying to go for that sort of moment that defines a campaign, taking that centralised message and putting it out. And I think we'll see a mix of that over the coming elections. Lots of quick little videos on YouTube that gets your candidate out there, along with these big campaigns. They're spending so much money on this. That's going to keep happening over the next few weeks.